Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Enrique Wow here once again with the 9.1 PvP talent tier list. Today we're doing Windwalker Monk. I have played a lot of Windwalker Monk, definitely in BFA. Also played in Shadowlands, not as much as I used to be honest, but I still climb pretty high playing Windwalker, HPAL. Yeah, boring comp, but man, Windmarker did so much damage. It was a lot of fun to play. So today we're going to be doing this tier list fresh. I actually never released a 9.0 Windwalker Monk video. I don't know why I didn't. Maybe I just ran out of time. But we're going to start from scratch and do it big. Windwalker Monk did not receive many new PvP talents. I think they got like one, and then one was changed. So we'll see. Windwalker Monk has good PvP talents already, to be honest. It would have been nice to see some of them get like updated that never gets used, but it is what it is. So let's start this off. Number one, reverse harm. Increases the healing done by expel harm by 100%, and your expel harm now generates one additional chi. Esther ability. You take this almost every time. I mean, it's barely a time where I wouldn't take this ability. And honestly, it's if probably I wouldn't get attacked. If I'm not getting attacked, I would maybe take this, or if I needed something else, but usually I'm always taking reverse harm. It's so powerful, man. You gotta take it. S tier, easily, even though it doesn't do damage anymore. Still so good. Next, Ride the Wind. Turn the music up just a bit. Ride the Wind. Whoopsie daisy. Flying Serpent Kick clears all snares from you when used and forms a path of wind in its wake, causing all allies who stand in it to have a 30% increased movement speed and to be immune to movement slowing effects. So I would take this ability every now and then. Like I would take it against Affliction Lock with that stupid Sacrilege legendary, but that's going away, so that's not really needed anymore. It was actually good against Frost Mage. And Frost Mage is making a comeback, so you might see it be played a little bit more. I actually like this ability if I have nothing else to take. So if I'm playing against like a spellcaster, a powerful spellcaster, and a more support role melee, I would take Ride to Win. If it's like, say, like Mage with something more support, like a Feral Druid or something like that, I would probably take Ride to Win, like a Frost Mage, Feral Druid. I would take this. So it's actually really good. It's probably like a low A. It'll probably get pushed further back the more talents we do. But I would pick this up niche, but when you use it, it's really good for you and your team. Definitely if you coordinate it right. Really good in twos as well. If you want to land CC, or you want your healers to land CC, you can throw this down and they can get in a little cloud and move to the target. So it's pretty decent. Next, Tiger Eye Brew. Consumes 10 stack of Tiger Eye Brew to empower your physical abilities with wind for 2 seconds per stack consumed. Damage of your strikes are reduced but bypass armor. For each 3 chi consumed, you gain 1 stack of Tiger Eye Brew. So what this does in essence is it turns your physical attacks into magic damage. So your physical attacks turn into nature damage, which is magic damage, which allows you to bypass armor. So it's a little confusing, but what you want to do is use this against high armor targets. So if you're playing against like a plate, even shaman, to be honest, like if you are going to kill a healer in twos and you play against an H-Pow or a Resto Shaman, you can take this. Or if you playing against a Resto Druid and they go bear form, you can also take this. Any bear form Druid, like you're going to train the Druid, you can take Tiger Eye Brew. But definitely against warriors, paladins, DKs, etc. High armor targets take Tiger Eye Brew, and you don't even need to make this go up to 10 stacks. Like you can use it whenever, and the damage is the same. It just affects how long it lasts. And what you can do is channel Fist of Fury, and you can use Tiger Eye Brew within the channel, so it's not affected by that cast. So pop Fist of Fury, the GCD is going to tick. And then you can pop Tiger Eye Brew within the Fist of Fury and get the damage increase in like a stun and something like that. So it's an S2 ability. I don't take this all the time, but I take it against basically any time I'm going to have a high armor melee target as the main target. Eye Brew is almost like invaluable. You get so much value out of it. So I really like this talent. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah. So next, Alpha Tiger. Attacking new challenges with Tiger Palm fills you with the spirit of Zuen, granting 30% haste with 8 seconds. Cannot occur more than 30 seconds. So this is like a lust, right? You basically get a lust if you press Tiger Eye or you press Tiger Palm on a new target. So it's S tier. I mean, it's literally just haste, 30% haste. Who doesn't want that? Definitely when it's stacked with the legendary, the Invoker's Delight. So Alpha Tiger was pretty good. I mean, it was so much haste you can just attack, and it makes the class feel really good because the GCD time is so quick. You can just keep pressing abilities, pressing abilities. This is why Windwalker monks had so much burst damage in 9.0. Next, pressure points. Killing a player with Touch of Death reduces the remaining cooldown of Touch of Karma by 60 seconds. So I was really hoping that they would change this, or at least rework it for 9.1, because this is never taken. I mean, it's easily a D tier. I never picked this up. Like, I can't even really see this being good in BGs and RBGs, because like to get a kill enough to make this worth it is almost like impossible, right? So I would never take this ability. I was really hoping they would rework that, but it is what it is. Next, disabling reach. Disable now has a 10-yard range. This is another one that's probably a D tier. I was hoping they would rework this one as well. Like, you would think this would be pretty good, but honestly, Windwalker Monk just has so many other talents that's better. And Disable already has a range of, I think it's like 5 yards, and it's spammable, and it roots targets. So like, the range of Disable is fine. It's more than any other melee has mostly. So it's like fine. I don't really use this. Next, Disarm. You fire off a rope, spear, grappling the target's weapon and shield, returning it in for 6 seconds. So, with the warrior meta being so prominent in 9.0, this was taken a lot. So this was easy an S tier ability. I mean, I had to take it basically against every melee cleave because it's a good defense, man. Whether you want to stop his offense or stop yourself from getting killed, this Disarm was so good. Best part about it is that it was ranged. It has a 30-yard range. Like, no other class has a Disarm of 30 yards, So, easily S tier. Next, Turbo Fist. Fist of Fury now deals full damage to all targets hit. That's not that important in PvP. But reduces the target's movement speed by 90%, and you parry all attacks while channeling Fist of Fury. So this is the double-edged sword. One side you get massive offense because you get a 90% slow, which means that your uptime of Fist of Fury is a lot. On the other side of the sword, you also parry all melee attacks. So you have a defensive capabilities with this too. This is probably one of your best abilities, right? So the only time you don't take Fist of Fury is against, or Turbo Fist is against Wizard Cleaves. It's not as important when you play against Wizard Cleaves because they're mostly stationary anyway. But against if it's one melee on the team, you take this every time. Every time. It's too good to give up against any melee. It stops like every 45 seconds, which is Fist of Fury cooldown. You basically get a full parry if you need it defensively, and you get more uptime. So really good ability. Next is Windmarker. I think this ability was changed in 9.0. Yeah. So what it used to do is it's a passive buff is what it is. It's like an area of effect passive buff. And so when your allies were affected with windwalking and they're snared, the snare is instantly removed and they gain movement speed. And their movement speed is prevented from being reduced below 100% for 4 seconds. Now, your movement speed enhancing abilities increases windwalking on allies by 10%, stacking additional 2 times. Honestly, I still would never take this. I never took it before. I would never take it now. Like, what it's saying is if you have, you take like Tiger's Lust, which is a freedom, right? All your allies are going to have windwalking on them, which gives them a movement speed increase. So if you free the snare off yourself, basically everybody gets a movement speed of like 10 to 20%, which is pretty bad. I mean, maybe this is like an RBG thing, but I would never take it, honestly. Last but not least, perpetual paralysis. Paralysis range is reduced by 10% or reduced by 10 yards, but spreads to 2 new enemies when removed. Yeah, this is bad too. I mean, this is the best I can come up with for Windwalker. Is like, wow. I mean, maybe this is good in BGs or something, but it's not. It's just not, because for one, paralysis removed all bleeds and dots. Not dots, just bleeds. So it removes bleeds and poisons. So you like never want to take this if you play with like, I don't know, a druid or a rogue or anything like that. But that's sometimes like BG is just not good because it takes off dots. So again, I just wouldn't take this. So if you can see from this list, Windwalker has really good PvP talents, and then they have really bad ones. There's no in between. Like, honestly, when I play Windwalker, I'm just swapping between these 4 or these 5, and then occasionally I would take this. Like, my normal setup for Windwalker is Alpha Tiger, Reverse Harm, Turbo Fist, right? And then if I'm playing against a warrior, I take out Alpha Tiger and I pick up Disarm or something like that. And if I play against a melee cleave, I would take out Reverse Harm and then take Turbo Fist, Tiger, Eye Brew, Disarm, something like that. So you just kind of switch and swap. And then if you play against a wizard cleave, you take Reverse Harm, Alpha Tiger, and then Ride the Wind if it's like lock with a slow. Like, I guess that's not important, but mainly a Frost Mage. So yeah, you get some flexibility, which is nice. It's actually pretty good flexibility between these 6. So it's not terrible. And the ones they have are actually really strong. So you don't complain that much. So cool, there you have it. Next I'm going to do Mistweaver Monk. They have so many new changes, man. It's insane. Absolutely insane how many new talents they have. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. If you like this, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Peace out.